During an interview, when an interviewer asks you a question, tell me about a time when you failed, or share any story where you consider yourself as a failure. Do not be reluctant at this point in time in sharing the story. Rather, share it with an understanding that interviewer wants to know that how you are being resilient throughout and how you have not considered as a failure but as a learning. Just keep this thing in mind and then formulate your response at that point in time. In this video, I'll help you out that how you can formulate this response with much confidence. Yeah. The first element to cover in your response is to acknowledge and taking an ownership of what went wrong at that point in time and how you learned and what is your realization. Yes, there are times when interviewer wants to see that how you are taking an ownership of something, how you planned and how it came out and results were not in your favor. So take an ownership, acknowledge that incident and acknowledge how you now perceive that entire incident and instance. Yes. The second element you can cover in your response is that how that entire instance became one of your biggest learnings and what you derived out of it. Now, to put it into a perspective, you can give an example that in your previous project or in your previous work task where you thought that you could submit the final deliverables to your client in 10 days. Rather, you took 2 more days because it has got so many challenges involved in that entire task. But then because you committed something and you could not perform accordingly. And this is one of your biggest learnings from this situation, that how in the future when you will take up any task or when you will be working on the project, how you will not commit the client about the deadlines or committed timelines before seeing the project details or before coordinating with the team and before understanding how this project is required to be worked upon. So you will have a practical understanding about the timeline, and this is how you will commit to your client and not in a very, or maybe you will not overcommit anything or give any false commitment. So this is where you think the entire project at that point in time went on a toss, but then immediately you had your learnings, and now next time you will take care of all these aspects and you will consider the practicality of the situation. Yes, your interviewer is also interested to learn that how you solve that problem, or whether you could control the damage or you could convince the client, what actions you took at that point in time. So you can share that, whether how you convinced your client or how you coordinated with your management or with your seniors. So what actions you did and how you solved the problem in a way partially, maybe you can talk about all the actions. So that is where your interviewer would be interested to learn, because they want to see that whether you have that solution seeking approach or not, that how you are being resilient, how you are taking your things and not just sitting and just putting blame on others, or you are just not sitting and just thinking about, oh my god, what went wrong and how did this go wrong. So possibly you are thinking of the solution also. So yes, try to put your emphasis on that during your entire interview. Yeah. You can also talk about that when there is any such incident that happened where you felt things did not go in your favor, how now you want to reevaluate your efforts, or how, if what were the barriers at that point in time, what were the challenges you encountered, and if now how you are pushing your envelope and how you are working on that and how you are reevaluating your efforts. So you can talk about that. Yes, that will give an assurance to your interviewer that you are somebody who comes up with a very optimistic approach and comes up with very positive approach, and it will definitely help them in future if any such situation that the entire organization would stumble upon. Remember, when you are sharing such stories or instances where you are discussing failure, your focus should be more on that what actions at that point in time you took, or what were your learnings, what was your approach, how it reflects your confidence that how things can be taken from there, and how you follow the productive approach in throughout the situation. So this is how you can handle this question, where discussing the failure is not at all a bad thing. We all are humans, we can make mistakes, but what is our learning from those mistakes, or whether we are again inclined towards making the same mistake again, or we have learned something, we have realized something, and that's how we are now going with that positive approach. So we will try and make our interviewer understand through our responses. So this was all about today's video, where I wanted wanted to share that how you can formulate your response confidently, and you can answer to this question that if somebody asks you that how you can consider a failure, or tell us any such story or share any such incident where you think it was a failure, or any such time you have encountered a failure. So you can answer to all these questions with having all the elements which I shared in this video. I hope it helped. And yes, we are meeting soon in my next video, where I'll again come up with any such question which is based out on behavior or situational, and I will help you out that how you can handle that question confidently. But for that, subscribe to my channel, and if you like this video, then please like and share, and please comment. And if you have any question related to that, you can ask that in a comment section and I'll answer you. Yeah, bye bye, take care.